Greetings, everyone. Hi. Hello, everyone. You too. Oh, wait. You know what? I didn't even go live. Hi, everybody. It's your big bull-headed sister, Action Jacqueline. Good afternoon. Good evening, everyone. Um, I'm back. I'm back from my big hiatus. I took a huge hiatus to go take care of my dad while he had surgery. He had heart surgery, y'all. Quadruple bypass. That was crazy. So I was gone for almost like a little over a month. And we could talk about that. We could talk about how I even had the opportunity to be away for a month and all this other stuff. Like there's so much I want to talk about today in the Ball Girls Gossip Room. Welcome, everyone. I'm Action Jacqueline, your big ball headed sister. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you missed me because I missed you guys a lot. I did film while I was away in Florida, but it didn't seem to go over too well. I think I was just under too much stress. So sorry, y'all. Which is, I think I was under too much stress. So like I wasn't like bringing the noise, bringing the funk. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't really all in it. Not to say that I really am now. I'm not, to be honest. While I was gone, I started to, I don't know, get into a funk or something like that. How you guys doing, everybody? The big ball headed sister, Action Jacqueline. Hello, hello, hello. I'm filming on TikTok and on YouTube, but I have to do it separately, not like I was doing it before, where I was able to do it all on um, in one stream. So I have to like have it on my phone here and then have it on the computer here for YouTube. Big mess, big mess. I actually was gone for 1 month, and TikTok kicked me off. Like I lost access. I lost access to my ability to stream through Restream. So hopefully they'll give it to me back. I don't know what's going on. You just got to be kind to yourself because the world ain't really kind, you know? People don't really want to be kind to you if you notice that. Hold on, I got to check out my docs. Let me see, chat. Let me get in here. Hello, YouTube. I don't know if I'm missing important information over here because I definitely don't want to. Anyway, yeah, I wanted to talk about. I know I'm late to the party, y'all. Like I'm dumb late to the party. Okay. Lately I've been compared a lot to Doja Cat. I've been compared a lot to Doja Cat, and I found that interesting because first of all, I was bald long before Doja Cat decided that she ever wanted to be bald. But Doja Cat's not even bald anymore. But player S12 says, "Hola, hola, player S12. Hello, how's it going? Thank you for joining me." Yeah, so I've been compared a lot to Doja Cat, and I found like I've been like really like into her lately. You know what I'm saying? For some reason, she's kind of scary to me. She scares me a little bit. There's this kind of like devilish angle, and spiritually, that's a little scary, but still, I like her. I mean, like she did like shave her head bald, right? I gotta really investigate people who do things like that because why would you want to do that? Why would you want to shave your head bald? I always wondered about that. And then I went to an event a little while ago. And of course, y'all know I come out every day as a woman in a wig. So in my everyday life, I'm wearing my wig, right? So, but nonetheless, I'm very open about my alopecia. I talk about it all the time. It's like a huge part of my life. I don't know why, but it seems to be the ever present conversation surrounding me. I can't keep the word alopecia out of my mouth. I'm always talking about it. I don't know. I don't know what makes me want to be that way, but it's so weird. Player S2 says, I don't know what F feet souls, beautiful high. I don't know what that means, player S12. Janet closer. Hey, Janet, baby girl, how's it going? I'm trying not to talk too loud, y'all. I apologize if I'm talking really low. But I noticed that if I'm in my house and I sound like I'm having a fun time, everyone comes out and interrupts me. So I have to like stay quiet. Also, my husband is sleeping in the other room. I'm good, Janet. How are you? It's good to see you. I'm doing much better. I was just saying that I had, I was away helping my dad, and while I was there, I kind of think I slipped into a little funk. And then while I was gone, TikTok took away my access, so I can't restream like I used to in one. It's a mess. It's a mess. But hopefully, I'll get everything back. But I wanted to read this article that I found about about Doja Cat because I find her so interesting. And I find people in general who want to go bald for some reason, I find them really interesting. I don't know why somebody would want to do that, but I was able to actually get into it by reading this Doja Cat article. But first, I want to definitely put some makeup on. I would like to be able to talk about it, read the article, and do my makeup at the same time, which is almost impossible. I don't think I'm able to do that. But if you guys in TikTok want to know where you can find this article, because I can't show it to you the way I show it to those on YouTube, you definitely would want to see it because I find it so interesting. And in fact, I'm reading it to you guys um, firsthand. I haven't read it myself. It is a very old article. Janet says, "What weird? It's weird, right? That somebody would want to shave." Yeah, when I was out at this event just this past like couple weekends ago, I think it was not this weekend, but the weekend prior. I met a girl and we were talking, and she was. I told her, I have alopecia because for some reason I talk about it all the time. I don't know why. But when we were talking about it, I said I have alopecia, I have no hair. I think she was talking about my hair or something like that. And we got into it. And then she's like, "Oh, I wear wigs all the time too." And then she says she doesn't even care about her own natural hair. Like she doesn't care if it falls out or not. She thinks she might have alopecia. She probably doesn't, but she has. Then her mother is there. Her mother is basically my age, right? But you guys know I'm older, right? so, so her mother's there. She's like, "Girl, you have a full head of hair. What are you talking about?" And the girl's like, "Who cares about my hair? I'll shave it all off." And I'm thinking to myself, why would anybody shave their head off, like hair off? Why would you do that? If I had some hair, I don't think I would shave it. I think I would keep it and style it. But more and more, I'm meeting people who don't seem to care much about their bio hair. I don't know what that's about. And I don't remember that being a conversation that was had back when I was, in let's say 15, 20 years ago, right? So I wonder about it. But anyway, y'all want to get into this article, or should I start doing my makeup first? Let me try to do both at the same time. Is it even possible? All right, so I'm going to show you the article, y'all. I'm going to show you guys here on YouTube the article. Oh, okay. So IVO says wig choices, laziness, not liking their natural hair. That's terrible. That's terrible because I completely remember, y'all. I'm a woman of a certain age, so I remember a time when women, black women, prided their hair. I mean, yeah, they would put some extensions in it from time to time. They would put, braids in it from time to time. But in general, like the Halle Berry haircut, do y'all remember the Halle Berry haircut? Am I too old? When I say Halle Berry, everybody thinks of Holly Bailey, but I'm talking about Halle Berry. That haircut was really in style when I was like, let me stop talking like an old lady. But anyway, it was in style a lot at one point. And the Toni Braxton hairstyle, those short hairstyles, girls used to play those hairstyles up and they looked fantastic. And a lot of girls were able to grow long hair. So I don't even know, like, what happened to that? What can anybody else tell me? Not wanting to learn how to do their hair. What is up with that? What I promise you, I'm not. I mean, I really might be idealizing this whole thing, but I think that if I had some hair, I would want to learn how to take care of it. And I would learn how to do it myself. Even with my wigs, I don't go to no stylist. I don't go to a stylist and get installs and stuff like that. I do that myself. I really like to be able to do everything myself, so I don't have to rely on anything except the daggone wig. You know what I'm bad enough to have to rely on the wig, right? But I don't want to have to rely on a person who could potentially like not do a good job, because I find that to be a case a lot. The few times that I have had my hair done professionally, like had an install, I was largely not happy with those installs at all. So that's why I chose to do it myself. But y'all want to talk about this Doja Cat article? Thank you, whoever's giving me those hearts. Thank you so much. I appreciate you so very much. And hello, everyone. By the way, I'm Action Jacqueline, your big bald-headed sister. And yes, I'm very sweaty. So if I start schwitzing all over, it's because it's 102 degrees outside New York, y'all. Did y'all know that? It is 102 degrees outside. So yeah, that's what we're working with. Ivy says, yeah, Holly had a pixie cut. No, I'm younger than you and know what you would. Thank you. Thank you for knowing what I'm talking about. I'm always surprised too when like the younger people know. Y'all seem to know everything. Y'all seem to know everything about old school music. You know all the words to all the old R&B jams. Like y'all know everything. I don't know how you do that, but I'm glad you do. I'm glad you do. But yeah, people used to women used to really like if you look at if you look at photos from the 90s, Nia Long, Beyonce, that whole era where girls were wearing natural bodies and natural hair. It was like women took a lot of pride in what they were naturally given, and they just figured out how to make it work, what regardless. But nowadays, people just want to be shaving their hair. I don't know why. I mean, like I know women who would rather be bald, and they literally told me I would rather be bald than deal with my hair. It's just too hard to handle. And I'm just like, give me your hair. I'll figure out how to handle it. You know what I'm saying? Not that I'm sweating here. I'm not sweating here like that, but y'all, I mean, if I had some hair, I'd take care of it. You know what I'm saying? It's like your body. Like, why is everybody so interested in having big fat asses too? Like, what's that about? Why do you need a big ass? Why do you need that? Just so you could twerk or something like that? I don't understand what's going on. I really do try to like filter the outside noise because the outside noise will have you looking like a queen ant with a bald head and the same weave that every other girl is wearing. And every girl's wearing the same weave. I don't know what that's about either. Some do look like that. You look good, but oh, thank you so much, Ivy. I wish I looked better. As a matter of fact, I'm about to put some makeup on. I'm about to put some makeup on right now because that was the intention. I like to come on with no makeup on so that you guys can see the authentic me before I put the wig on and everything else. And we could talk about that too. So let me just jump into this conversation too about this Doja Cat and this crazy Doja Cat. Doja Cat said that she looks like Doja Cat said I look like a wrinkly penis when I first shaved my head off. That's what she said. That the title of this article just got me. Let me see if I could bring it forward so that you guys in YouTube can see it. Unfortunately, I can't bring it to you guys in TikTok. I don't know how to do that. And it's just too much work, to be honest. Hopefully, TikTok will give me access again so I can be able to do the things I used to do. Show you guys everything all in one. It's such a flex, but I don't know what's going on with that. Hold on, let me see if I can open this up. Doja Cat, here she is. All right, y'all can see that, right? Hold on. Let me make myself small so you can focus on Doja. Here she is. Okay, y'all can see that now, right? Keller says, hi. Hey, Keller. How are you? You guys in TikTok, you guys are being quiet. Either there's nobody in my TikTok chat or you guys are just being real quiet. I'm hoping that somebody's here. If so, make a noise or something like that. I appreciate it. All right, so let me go ahead and read this article for y'all. I have it here too so that if you guys can manage to see it, there she is. She has hair here though, so that's not even a good representation. But anyway, let me read it. Okay, so it says Doja Cat has been carrying celebrity beauty on her back. This is the old article, y'all, too. This is from winter 2022. So I know I'm late to the conversation, but I just started the Ball Girl chat like 2 months ago. So unfortunately, I didn't have the opportunity to discuss this 2 years ago. So let's just do it now. Okay, so she says there was the no face. Wait, let's just skip through all this. Now in her cover interview with Days. Doja has opened up about her beauty transformation this summer, which saw her shave off her hair and eyebrows. She even shaved off her brows, y'all. She was really trying to look like a girl from the community. That was a wild move. That really wild. Anyway, she says she shaved off her hair and her eyebrows and start experimenting with increasingly expressive makeup looks. Like many of her actions, Doja says the decision to buzz off her hair was sudden but inevitable. She doesn't understand why people were so against it. They're like, oh, this can't possibly be her simply having fun, the artist tells Day's editorial director, blah, blah, blah. She has to be out of her mind, they said. She has to be cuckoo, they said. That's what I said. I'm not gonna lie. When she did that, I was definitely like, is she nuts? Why would she do that? But let's hear it. Let's hear her reason. But against it, they were. The new style not only shocked her friends and family, who had spent time trying to talk her out of the bald new look, but it also caused a lot of people online to lose their minds. Many, it seems, believe the only reason a woman would shave her head is as a cry for help during a mental breakdown. That's how y'all feel about us. You got to be having a mental breakdown to want to look like a bald girl. Okay, okay. Let me stop. Let me stop. In response, Doja has spent the last few months reiterating that the sole purpose of makeup and women isn't to look gable. You see the word I'm using, right? Gable. It's not to look fuckable. It's I wanted to try to look sexy. She said I wasn't trying to look sexy or attractive. All of my makeup has a story, and there are absolutely zero rules, she tweeted. Despite some negative reactions and an initial feeling that she looked like a wrinkly penis, she felt like she looked like a wrinkly penis, y'all. I looked like I had an exposed brain. I feel you. My brain is larger than most. Let me stop. When she first shaved her head, Doja says she has never felt more beautiful in her life. Wow. I felt beautiful when I had long hair, she said. I definitely felt like a hot girl then, but I always do. There's something so exhilarating about change. It showed me a different side of myself. I feel so new, fresh, and sexy. I also feel better without makeup. Having this bare head and so little makeup is a fun experience. It's new and I love it. This is what Doja Cat is saying, y'all, for those of you who are just joining me. And thank you, by the way. I'm your big bald headed sister, Action Jacqueline. And I'm reading the Dazed Digital interview that Doja Cat had with them over 3 years ago. I know this is old. This is old, but it's never too late to have a conversation in the Ball Girl chat room, right? So let's all talk about it. Let me see what's going on here on YouTube. I'm sorry, guys. Ivy says, I get it, but didn't she express a dislike of her hair type? Did she say, she did say something like that, right, Ivy? That was her who said that? I think you're right. I think she did say something like that. But I've heard so many people say things like that anyway. I don't know. Okay, let me keep reading. Shaving her head has given her a feeling that she is more in control and also brought her closer to her old playful style. Her early days online, when she says she was at home and would just have fun on the internet. And I understand that too, y'all. I do understand that part about being like authentic to yourself. Because have you guys ever thought about like what would you look like if no one if you had no one to model yourself after? Like, what would you look like? How would you choose to look? You ever thought that? Like, if you were like not blind, but like honestly, like if you just had complete free reign and nobody was a judge, no one was gonna make fun of you. You could do whatever you want in this world. What way would you look? Interesting. I know that I definitely I have looked a lot of different ways in my life. It's easy for me to transform like that because I wear wigs. But it's like I'm always playing a different character almost. That's how come I always come on when I'm approaching you guys on YouTube, on TikTok. I always come bald headed first so that I could be most in touch with myself. This way, you guys can be most in touch with me. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, Ivy says I am just learning to do my own hair better. I've cut it short before many times for many reasons. I would probably feel great, but look insane. How do you think you would look? Ivy says she would probably feel great if she did what I just described, which is like just looked whatever way she chose to look without like if you had no one to model yourself after. That is such an interesting thought. Look at me tooting my own horn. Look at me having interesting thoughts that are making me think. But what way would you look, Ivy? How would you choose? So interesting. I have no idea how it would look. I'm sure if I felt like the world wouldn't judge me, I wouldn't wear the wig. Or maybe I would. Maybe I would wear it sometimes, if I felt like looking like I don't know, Cinderella, then I would wear a blonde wig. If I want to look like Snow White, I wear a black wig. If I want to look like, I don't know, no matter who I want to look like, I would just wear whatever I want to look. I don't know. I have no idea. What would you guys do? Anyway, let me finish reading. Um, okay, so she said shaving her hair has given her feel that she's more in control. Brought her back to her early days online, where she would just have fun on the internet. As BuzzFeed's head of culture, Ada and Enechi, reminded one person on Twitter who was complaining about Doja's new style. Doja Cat that made a song called Moo dressed as a cow. Doja Cat that made a song called Moo dressed as a cow? If you don't know her well, just say that. As an artist and a person, Doja has never been afraid of getting a bit weird. I would take pictures in my room all day, do crazy makeup, put paint on my face, and flaunt it on the internet. I loved getting those reactions. It was just my favorite thing. Looking like a freak, I really enjoyed that. A freak. Ah, thanks, Doja, for calling us freaks. Okay, wait, let me keep going. We look like a freak, but you didn't mind looking like us. So I like that. Were y'all here? By the way, were y'all here the other day when somebody asked me if I was an alien? I thought that was funny. That was interesting. I'm like, well, yes, bitch, I am an alien. Shaving her head has given her a feeling that she is, okay, I already read that part. Like the rest of us who exist in this culture of constant and toxic beauty standards, let me repeat this. Like the rest of us who exist in this culture of constant and toxic beauty standards, Doja isn't immune to the pressures to look perfect. She spent years yearning for the distorted, idealized vision of beauty forced on us all, though her hectic touring schedule laid potential plans for surgery to rest. Oh, she was considering having surgery. I'm glad she didn't. Now, however, she is learning to write her own narrative when it comes to beauty and happiness. Now, to me, beauty is going against it. I love when you take something that is maybe classically beautiful and twist it and make it your own, she says. For me, it's more of an are you happy kind of thing. I like that. I want my fans to learn they don't have to be like anyone else, and the thing they want is already there. They just haven't found it yet. And once they do, they'll be like, how the did I not see it? How did I miss this? I like that. I like that. I feel the same way about beauty, y'all. Like a lot of people feel like when they lose their hair that they've lost their beauty, and I'm just like, you didn't lose your beauty. I say the same exact thing basically in response to that. I said you didn't lose your beauty. You just lost your hair. Now you have to find the other parts of you that were beautiful. You just leaned on your hair. That was like your favorite accessory. Now you just got to find your new favorite accessory. My new favorite accessory, y'all, is jewelry. And I'm never without my jewelry. The first thing I do after I get dressed is put on my jewelry. I like to try to put my jewelry on first, and then I put my outfit on before I even put my makeup or my hair. So it's like in that order. And I do that intentionally so that I could teach myself basically to dress in a way that flatters me. Let me get myself back on here properly. Hold on. I'm sorry, y'all. In a way that flatters me while I'm bald. I mean, a lot of you may not think that I look beautiful bald at all. And that's where tuning out the outside noise comes in, because I'm actually very comfortable with the way that I look bald headed. I just don't like going outside without the wig because I hate the attention. I hate that I have to go outside and explain myself all day long. Y'all just have no idea what that's like. So please do not come saying to me, oh, girl, you don't owe anybody explanations. You could do whatever you want, blah, blah, blah. Y'all don't know what it's like to go outside and constantly be stared at, constantly be questioned. Y'all don't know what that's like, and I'd rather not. So I keep my wig on when I go outside, but I'm definitely very aware of making sure that I feel beautiful in the house, whatever it takes. You know what I mean? Whatever it takes. So there's that. Other people make women feel that way. That's what Ivy says. Okay, let me go back to Ivy's statements. What are you saying? I'm just learning to do my own hair. Okay, we read that. Ivy says, I would probably feel great, but look insane. I read that. Ivy says, like, other people make women feel that way. Yes, other people do. Other people definitely do. It's really sad, too. It's really sad because how, if I'm not mistaken, the average person often feels pretty lousy about themselves. Am I wrong? Am I wrong when I say that? I think, including myself. Like I said, it was hard for me even to come on today because for the past few days, I've just been feeling really lousy. I've been feeling lousy. It not because I'm bald, just lousy. In fact, my stomach was hurting. I spent the whole of last month caring for my dad who just had open heart surgery. I don't know. I think the weight of everything just really got to me and I just started to feel really lousy. And the thought that another person, and I know this for a fact that most people feel lousy most of the time because every person who I speak to on a cellular level, like people who I'm able to actually communicate with and have heart to heart conversations with, always express to me some feeling of downness, right? So I think that that feeling is ever present in all people. So if you're walking around feeling down, even if it's only 80 or 70 or 60% of the time, why would you then want to make somebody else feel down? Like, what kind of sadist are you? Why would you want to do that? Or why aren't you spending more time trying to make yourself happy and less time trying to make someone else feel sad? I don't understand how people work. I was on Chat GBT the other day, and let me tell you, Chat GBT insulted me, y'all. Chat GBT somehow insinuated that I might be neurodivergent. I don't somehow insinuated that I might be neurodivergent. And you know what? I can't even front. I can't even front. I know I am. I know I am. I'm self-diagnosed neurodivergent. I've always thought that about myself. I at one point had diagnosed myself with ADHD, which I think I may have. Don't know whether or not I have it or not, but honestly, I don't think like other people. I don't understand how other people function. I don't do things the way I'm a stay-at-home wife, and that's it. That's it. I'm not a boss babe. I'm not trying to start five businesses. I'm not gonna leave my man so that I could, I don't know, go to Bali and take the picture in the dress. I'm so not like everybody else. I don't know why everybody else is doing the same thing or what even drives other people to all want the same thing out of life. Like, does nobody want to just chill? Or is it just me? I'm sorry, yeah, my eyes all of a sudden started. What just happened? All right, let me get this thing off my screen, y'all. I'm sorry. How's it going, guys? I'm your big ball headed sister, Action Jacqueline. Thank you so much for joining me. If you are here, please leave me a little love in the comment sections. I would love it. So thank you for that. Am I hearing from anybody here on TikTok? Y'all are so quiet in the TikTok chat. Hold on, let me see if I can get myself off. I've been trying to take this this newspaper article. Oh, here we go. Oh, there it is. I did it, y'all. I'm talking, doing too much at the same. Okay, so I'm gonna put some makeup on, and in the meantime, I would love to know if you honestly like, because we're so influenced by media, right? There's a lot of things that we wouldn't do just because like we might not even be allowed to. You know what I'm saying? Like, have you ever just thought about like me? Y'all know I wear a blonde wig every day. I wear a blonde wig every day, and I know I'm not allowed to. I know I'm not allowed to because when I put it on, y'all be coming for me. Y'all be coming for me in my in my blonde wig. But the difference between me and y'all who feel like I'm not allowed to wear a blonde wig as a black girl, um, is I don't care. I don't care. I don't care about like try. How could I care? How could I bother to try to care? Oh, I'm sweating about fitting in or being like other people or trying to succumb to what's expected of me when it's already so hard for me to just be. Like, why should I put that added stress on me? Right? Like, yeah, I've been through 1,000 hair colors, literally 1,000, because I've been wearing wigs since I was a child, right? So I've decided that the blonde wigs look best on me. Somehow, the black girl community really has an issue with this. It confuses the white people. I don't know what's going like if y'all didn't have to worry about what people would think or say or how they would judge, How would you look? How would you look? I wonder. I wonder. Would you be like Doja Cat? What did she say? She dressed up as a cow. Would you be a cow? I don't think I would be a cow, but I think I'm living pretty much the way I want to live. And the only time I get down on that is when I start comparing myself to other people. Like that's when I start feeling like maybe I'm not enough. I start comparing myself to the boss ladies. The women. Like I don't know what it is. If you turn on TikTok, everybody is encouraging you to have 5 streams of income, which, which would be fantastic if I knew how to get 5 streams of income. But I'm not gonna beat my brain up and and feel small because I'm not able to get 5 streams of income. Like what? Why is everybody else so different from me? What is that? My son is right in front of me, y'all. So if my whole tone changed, it's because I have company now. My son just came inside. And like I said, whenever outside influences come around, it changes you. It changes everything about you. I think y'all just saw that in real time that it just happens to me. Not son, it's not that I'm saying that I don't want you here or that you make me feel a certain way. You don't, but there's just certain things that I know you're gonna judge. You hear me say it. Y'all understand that? Y'all understand that? Okay, so I'm just gonna stay quiet for a little while and put some makeup on. First of all, it's really hot, and I'm not at my typical makeup station, so I don't have all my supplies, and I'm not gonna bother to get it. It's too late in the day anyway. I spent the whole entire day bald headed today, um, because I was trying to have this conversation with you guys, and I didn't want to put makeup on until I had this conversation. Then I ran into all these issues, found out that TikTok had taken away my some what is it privileges from me. It was like a mess. I was like, what's going on here? But that's the reason why I'm now getting dressed at 7 o'clock. Also, I think I want to go out and have some drinks. My husband and I are going to try to go by the boardwalk and have some drinks. Hopefully, he won't change his mind on me and end up sleeping. But just the same, let me get myself dressed. I can't find a thing. All right, so y'all, I'm not a big makeup person. I'm really not. My makeup routine is definitely going to be remiss. But just the same, we're going to talk about this. We're going to put this makeup on. If you're wondering, I'm wearing L'Oreal Infallible. I really like this formula. It works really well. Maybe one day I'll get my makeup professionally done. I promise you, anytime I ever get someone else to do my hair or my makeup, 7 times out of 10, I'm unhappy with it. Maybe even 8 times out of 10. These scenarios agree. Oh, Ivy, I'm sorry. I'm missing all your chats. I'm sorry, love. Wait, let me see. Ivy says I can't imagine having no hair in public. I hear you. I hear you. I've done it, and listen. It's not all it's cracked up to be. Let me put it like that. I've done it, and look, I put the wig on now because honestly, it's just too much. Let me see. She says, agreed. It's from constantly being nitpicked over. It'll be things we cannot change, right? Things we can't change. And the thing is, have you ever been insulted by someone and the whole time you're looking at that someone trying to hold your tongue because they too have things that you could insult, but you don't want to do that? Like, you're just not that person. Isn't it weird that subconsciously we want to protect the feelings of a person who is actively insulting us? You know, people have come for me and said nasty things about me, about my aesthetic, and I'm looking at them and their eyes are crusty and their teeth are yellow or they're out of shape. Like, what? How dare you? I don't say that. I never say anything back. I just sit quietly and just accept the nonsense. I don't know why, but I haven't met a perfect person who's ever told me that I was nasty, who said a nasty thing about me. Anybody who I ever looked at and thought, oh my God, that woman is so beautiful. She is so on top of her game. Those women never have nasty things to say. It always be the busted ones. Like, how you? How dare you? I don't even know. Like, that's how come I think that's how come it doesn't bother me so much. Also, I've developed a very thick skin over the years. I guess you can imagine how much bullying, how much I've taken over the years. So it did toughen me up a lot. No, I can't find a thing. I wanted to change my earrings too, and I was hoping to do that. Now, see these earrings that I picked up? It does match my dress, right? Let me try it. Let's try these earrings. It might be too much though. I don't know, really big rhinestones. Don't make fun of my big holes. I do have big earring holes. Wait, hold on. Are these giving like old lady? Are they? I like the color. Or do we prefer the hoops, y'all? What y'all think? Can you believe it took me today? It took me about 20 minutes to get my jewelry right. Just to make this layer of necklaces. two necklaces. But that's how serious jewelry is to a girl who's trying to look her best without hair or makeup. I'm still gonna put the hair and makeup on, but I have to. Like it's integral every day that I get dressed that I feel at least somewhat beautiful. Somewhat. I might not feel drop dead gorgeous before I put everything else on. It's just so important for my well being to not feel like once I take this wig off, I'm gonna look like a beast. Have y'all ever seen like those drag queens? You know, they wear all this makeup, right? And then they take their wig off and they look so bizarre without the wig, right? Like their lashes are huge. And it was fine with the wig, but somehow without the wig, it just looks ghastly, right? If they would just take off all that like layers of makeup, it would just look so much better. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a certain way you have to do your makeup to accentuate a bald face as opposed to doing your makeup to accentuate a wigged face. Like you could get away with taking that same makeup and putting the wig on, but you might not necessarily be able to wear that same makeup and take the wig off. Does that make sense? Maybe I'm not making any sense at all. Okay, y'all. I am, like I said, I'm not in my usual makeup station, so I don't have all my supplies with me. But what you guys think about the earrings too? Should I change back to my hoops? I love a good pair of hoops. I think I want my hoops. I like having something that dangles. What y'all think? I have bigger hoops, but these might be too big. Okay, so I have 3 pair of hoops. You want to go through them with me? How's the dinner, son? Yeah, good. I'm glad you like it. My son has been asking me for chicken parm for 2 weeks. I finally made it for him. I don't know why it took me so long to make that particular meal. Ivy says, never thought of that. What's that, Ivy? Why is this not going in? Are these earrings too big? Can't even get them out. What's going on here? Oh, I can't even get. What is happening? Weird. Okay, that's better. Should I wear the hoops? The big hoops? These are kind of heavy though. Not very heavy. I think I like these. We'll do that. All right, let me put some eyebrows on. Okay, so for my eyebrows, I use Benefit Pomade brow pomade. I like it because it covers up my tattoo. I got these tattoos when I was 18 years old, and I hate them now, but I'm able to cover them up. Where's my little mirror? It's so weird when you're working outside of your normal space. Can't find anything. Oh, I need my little handheld mirror, otherwise I can't put these on properly. Did I leave them over there, Evan? My mirror? Oh, I found it. Okay. I like the hoops too. The others are more. What does it say? Ivy says, doing makeup with a wig versus no wig. Yeah, yeah. I definitely want to look. I want to feel like I didn't need that wig. I mean, I'm gonna wear the wig anyway, but I still want to feel like I didn't need it. And then she says, Ivy says, I like the hoops too. The others are more fancy. Yes, I agree. Thank you very much. Evan, you said you want some. We don't have any cheese. We do. Which one? What kind of cheese? Mozzarella? Let me get my son some mozzarella. Give me a second, y'all. It's a little ball. Can't do more. No, close it properly. Thank you. I'm back. Sorry, y'all. Thank you for waiting. Thank you. Okay. What was I saying? Okay. Yes. I want to feel like I don't need it, even though I know I need it. Because it's my emotional support wig. It is. It is. I don't go anywhere without my wig. Sometimes I have 3, 4 wigs. When I went to Florida, well, at first I was only supposed to be staying for 4 days. So I only brought 2 wigs. I brought my high end wig and then I brought a budget friendly wig so that possibly I could go swimming. But since I ended up being there for a month, I had my husband mail me 2 more. So in 1 month, I had 4 wigs. So yeah, I do know I need the wig. I don't want to need the wig. You know what I'm saying? How's that look? So I go through the brows in 3 stages and I'll go over it with you guys. Right, so the first stage is the Palmade by Benefit, which we just did. And then the next, after that, I go over it with my eyelash glue. This is the Duo Brush On. This is the Duo Brush On, okay? I'm sure many of you are if you watch me regularly, you probably see me do this 300 times. But it is what I do every day, so of course. And my makeup doesn't change. Every day I try to do something a little different with my makeup, but I end up looking exactly the same. Does anybody else suffer from sameness? I really do try to do something different. I think my body type doesn't like allow me to. I definitely can't like wear red lipstick or things like that. I can't do any dramatic looks. Um, they call it like this the body type that I have. Ooh, are y'all into body typing at all? Let me know in the comments if you guys are into body typing. There's this system called the Kibbe system, and it's kind of outdated, but I am in love with that Kibbe system, y'all. It really describes why certain looks just don't play well with you. I've tried, like I tried wearing some red lipstick last year to a really important party, and I was so when I saw the photos in that of that party, I was astonished. I was like, I was appalled at the way I looked. I couldn't believe I looked so bad. So I will never. After that, I told myself I would never again try to wear red lipstick. That wasn't the first time either I had tried to wear red lipstick. I just for some reason really wanted to wear red lipstick. Don't know why I wanted it so badly, but that was the day when I realized I don't ever want to wear red lipstick ever again. I also can't pull off like a dramatic eye. I've tried that too. Maybe somebody who knows how to do makeup could tell me how to do like a smoky eye. I can't pull that off. I think my eyes protrude too much for that. Anyway, let me get into these eyelashes. All right, so once I use my glue to set in the brows, if you see like that, it's not all the way dry. The brows don't move. So that's the beauty of using this duo lash glue with the brush. Okay, so in case you were wondering, that's like that. Yo, I'm just dropping things everywhere. Oh, here it is. Ivy says, yeah, I'm a pear. Oh, pear shapes are nice. Like Beyonce. Beyonce is pear shaped, right? So in the Kibbe system, they don't use fruits, but I do know that Beyonce is a pear shaped, and they would call that romantic. So I feel like if you're a pear shaped Ivy, then in the Kibbe system you would be romantic shaped. I'm a natural shape, not so much because I don't have much down here. I'm not blessed in this area, that area. And I think that's what a pear is, if you're blessed down there, right? I mean, I have a little something, something, but not enough to call it a pear. Oh, my sister is here, y'all. Hey, Candace. That's my sister. Okay, and also I did tell you guys that I'm not a makeup person. Like I'm not a makeup professional. So if I do things out of order, that's why. Like, why did I just suddenly put on lipstick? I'm not even finished my brows yet, right? All right, but let's try to stay on focus. Stay on task. That's why Chat GBT called me neurodivergent because I don't stay on task. All right, so I'm just using my Black Radiance liquid liner, taking myself a few black lines, black strokes. Ooh, look at that one there. That big one right there. I'm gonna work it out. Candace, I was just telling the community that I was out for a while because I think I got into a funk while I was. Candace is my sister, by the way, y'all. If you guys are on TikTok, you can find her. She has her own page, so definitely check her out. She's an actress, a model, and a director, and she makes some really good content that I enjoy watching. So I guess you guys would enjoy it too. Check it out. Check it out. Check out my sister. Candace is Candace is me. That's her name. Ivy says, "Oh, thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome, Miss Romantic." Okay, so what I did was I went over that. I did it so fast, right? I didn't even talk through. But I went over it with the NYX Professional, and I'm using this in color graham cracker. Graham cracker. So the first thing I used was the Black Radiance, and then I went over that. There's a little chunk. I couldn't get that out. The problem with um, the thing about this, I'm not going to call it a problem because it's not a problem. The thing about using this to set your glue is once you put it on, you really can't change much. It's there. And it holds you for like 16 hours. I would give it like 16 hours. I go swimming. My brows never come off. I can take my shirt on and off 20 times. My brows don't come off. It's a really good thing to use. All right, so next I'm going to do my lashes. I want to show y'all the kind of lashes that I use. I don't have them with me. Anyway, I get my lashes from Amazon. The brand is something called like Saligli, and this is what I keep them in. Okay. So right now, what just spilled on me is the solvent. So after I use my glue, I soak it. After I use my lashes, I don't throw them away after each use. I try to use them at least 4 or 5 times before I toss them in the trash. Um, and then I soak them in the solvent. This is the same solvent, by the way, that removes hair glue. So I recommend that one. That's a really good one. It's supposed to be all natural too. Gentle on skin, fast acting. It's by Walker Tate. Smells like orange. It's really good. So I soak the lashes in there, and then the old glue comes right off. I think I have 2 different lashes. I know there's 2 different sets in here. Because you know what I did? I took my lashes off one night. I fell asleep and just snatched them off, and I put them on my bed, on my dressing table. And then I couldn't find them the next morning. And then I found them the next morning and I put them in here. So now I have 2 different lashes. Okay, I found the set. All right. So I'm using that same glue. Can y'all see what I'm doing here? Most of you probably know how to do this, but some of you might want a little help. So that's what this is about. Okay. Sorry if I'm boring you guys. So I like this brand. I really do need to show you guys the brand that I'm using because I've used other brand lashes that do this strange thing where they kind of like go flat on my face. Ivy says, "I must go. Enjoy your boardwalk date, beautiful lady." Thank you, Ivy, and thank you so much for spending time with me. I love you very much, and please make sure that you come back. Make sure you come back. So hopefully you are subscribed. If not, do so quickly. Thank you. All right. Let me act like I I know what I'm doing. I need a mirror. Hold on. Okay. You know what is getting my eye right here? I need to pull it back. By the way, if you guys are just joining me, I'm Action Jacqueline, your big bald-headed sister, fellow alopecia princess. Thank you for joining me. Okay. Hopefully this one will be better. Yo, I think I'm using, these are 2 different lashes. I can tell. Wait, okay, this is the right here. A mess, right? All right, let's try that again. I like for my lashes to like go close to the center, but then they get in my eye and they annoy me. So I'm trying to get that perfect balance between close to the center and not annoying, which is not easy. I think that's good. I can still feel it though. I don't like to feel it. I think that's why I snatched it off the other night while I was laying in bed watching TV. I felt it and I didn't want to feel it. All right, I'll get back to that one. For some reason, that eye is giving me a hard time. Let's move on. Oh, this one was easy. I like how that one came out. All right, one more time with this lash. You got to be careful about these little chunks. You see that little chunk of glue right there? I got to get that out. Because it'll dry like that, white that way, and then you'll have a white chunk in your eye the whole time. How's that look, y'all? Is it okay? All right. That's done. And that's it for the makeup. I'm not even going to put liner on because honestly, I don't know. As I get older, I can't wear makeup. Like, I can't pull it off. Maybe like somebody could show me how to do like I would love to do like a winged eye. Whenever I do it, I just look so ridiculous. I don't know why. Should I try it? Should I try it? Y'all got time? If you got time, I'll try it. And then I'll just wipe it off. Let's see. Let's try it. I saw Shira 7 the other day, and she had like some serious cat eyes, and I liked it. I liked the look, but I knew I can't really pull that off. Like, I can't go that dramatic. I could go mildly dramatic. That Sigma girl says, "Hello, beautiful. Hey, Sigma girl. How's it going? Thank you very, very much for saying that." Well, I think that's as dramatic as I can get. I promise you, I always have intentions of like doing some fantastic makeup, but then I end up looking just like this because I look weird with a lot of makeup. I really do. I do wear blush though, and I use my lipstick for that. So I don't think I did that with you guys. I'll do that. Oh, in case you wanted to know, the color I'm wearing today is Pink Promise by Revlon. Nice red on it. I even feel like the eyes are a bit too heavy. This is color 778 if you're interested. And I use that on my cheeks as well. So I started wearing my new wig, which is not new at all. It's the same wig I wear all the time. But I spent almost 2 months wearing a different wig. A wig I had just tried for the first time, the sensational wig by what's it called? Tressalore. And that wig worked out really well, y'all. I would get it again. But right before Trump stopped talking about, when Trump was having all these conversations about tariffs, I was really worried about wig prices. So I purchased, in anticipation for huge price hikes, I purchased three of the same wig that I wear all the time. So it's not like a wig that I'm not going to like. I know I like the wig, but to be honest, I wish I didn't rush and buy that wig because I would have bought another sensational wig by Tressalore. That is a really, really good wig. It surprised me because when I first took it out and tried it on, it took me about a week before I started to appreciate the wig. There was like a learning curve with that wig. I can't even explain it, but once I figured it out, I fell in love. So this is the Zara wig by John Renault, and it's in color shaded praline. And I've been wearing this now for about a week. I really like this wig. Um, my husband said something to me that made me think he doesn't like the wig anymore. And I'm like, well, why didn't you tell me not to buy three of them? Because we had a whole conversation about it. He's like, oh, you look scary in this wig. And I'm like, get on my nerves. Same wig I've been wearing for years, by the way. All of a sudden now I look scary in it. I'm like, why do I look scary? To be fair, that day that he was talking about, I had just had my tooth. I just had some work done on my tooth. So my whole face was numb. That's probably what he meant. He's like, oh, you just look scary. I think it's the wig. I'm like, get out of here. All right. So that's the look. All finished. Ooh, I do want to fix it up a little bit. Where's my comb? Well, y'all, thank you so much for joining me in today's live. Who's that? Angie Stings. Hey, how's it going? I see Ange. Ange just graduated. Congratulations on that. She looked beautiful. That's my cousin. You know what? It is too hot in New York for this wig. I'm already sweating. I want to take the wig back off. My whole body got wet when I put this wig on my head. It's really hot. I think, Alexa, what's the temperature right now? Right now, it's 96 degrees Fahrenheit. It's 96 degrees right now. And my AC is not I don't know what the temperature is in this house, but it's got to be over 80 degrees because it feels every bit of it. Okay, y'all, thank you so much for joining me. This is the final look. This is the Zara wig by John Renault. I have her in color shaded praline. Eyeliner is Black Radiance. The glue that I use to set my brows and to install my lashes is the Duo Lash Glue in the brush. The brown that I went over to create this effect is Graham Cracker. And the lipstick that I'm wearing is Pink Promise by Revlon, color number 778. And lastly, where is that thing? Oh, the foundation that I'm using is the Infallible by L'Oreal, and I have that in color 400 caramel. Thanks so much for joining me today. If anybody wants to give me a bunch of hearts before I leave, I would appreciate that. Thank you very, very much. And make sure that you subscribe and follow for future lives. Love you very much, and we'll talk again soon. Peace. I'm able to verify. Why is it saying that? Wow, that was weird. Thank you so much. I love y'all. Peace.